I just got hired by a company who makes bicycle wheels. I'm their spokesperson. You know, because in the middle of the wheels are spokes. Yeah. You're welcome. Welcome to Shave&Butcher. Been tagged by Christopher, IamCDB, to do a budget shave, and he's thinking, Johan doesn't have any cheap stuff. He only has fancy pants stuff. Well, it's not quite true. I was going to shave with the Ooh La La cream, which is essentially for the sensitive parts of the body. But I did find a cheaper one. Plus, that was a gift, so Chris says you can't use gifts. You have to have acquired them. So I'm shaving with lather shave stick, which is a €2, so essentially $2 shave stick. So we're doing that, and we're doing it's going to be a straight razor shave. I do have a $2 straight razor, vintage, but it's not very good, so I'm not going to use it. I am going to use a Bengal wedge, which I acquired in a bit worse condition than this, I have to admit, for €7, so approximately $7. And you'll never see what's written on it. But it's a Bengal made in Sheffield by the Cadman and Sons, TR Cadman and Sons. Well known, there's quite a few around, not a fancy razor by any means. Plastic scales, turtle imitation. So I've cleaned this up, but that was for free. So that's a $7 wedge razor. The brush is, and this is my Achilles heel, because I mean $7 for a straight razor is pretty good, but my Achilles heel is my brush. I don't have any super cheap brushes, so this is a V-Long horse brush, purchased in Canada, and I'm not sure exactly what I paid for it, but I think it was about $12 US. Could have been a little bit more, but it was cheap. It was one of those pick it up, try it. Never had a horse brush, so we're using that, and that smells the previous soap, which was oh, I almost had it. Oh, which was Declaration Grooming Creative League Square. Not at all interesting, because that's not what we're using. Aftershave will be Viking, the Bulgarian aftershave balm. €3.50, so $4. Round it up, call it $4. That's what we're using. So reasonably economic stuff, apart from perhaps the brush. The face is bewetted. Haven't used this stick in quite some time. That's what it looks like. Well, it's fairly old, so there's almost no scent. To be honest, I can't remember if there's anything particular about it in terms of how you load it. I thought about using the Palmolive stick, which Dave Carr did, which I believe in some places is even less expensive than the lather. But you can't use gifts, and that soap was also a gift from Scott Rodinson, Scotty Owl. This was a gift from Martin at YMMV Shaves, by the way. Sure he thought that was really funny. I have done a straight razor shave with that soap. There is a video. Is that enough? Only the shave gods will know, but let's try that. Okay, I'll warm up the hairs on the brush a bit. So it's nice and warm. This is a floppy brush. I think all horsehair brushes are floppy. So it's not ideal for face lathering, but it works. And I had to pick it because it is my least expensive brush. I heard an interesting idea the other day. Someone wrote that we tried putting 2020 in rice. Maybe that works. It does with phones sometimes, right? So, well, this is foaming up pretty nicely. No scent whatsoever, apart from the GLS. The reminiscence of the GLS. Yeah, nice and pasty. This is quite dry, but it works. It's cool when you can distribute the dry brush, a dry soap. That usually is a good sign, because then it turns into something which isn't too crazy bad to start with. That's your foundation, and all you need is love and a bit of water. Love, love, love. Look at that. Yeah, so a few of you were funny in the comments on the previous video, where we discussed necrophilia as a potential hobby. Is that even legal to talk about? I don't know. Maybe not. So there were comments like, necrophilia as a hobby? It's a bit stiff. I'll say even, I think. And then there was necrophilia as a hobby. Nah, it's dead boring. Good job. Can't remember who wrote that. Thank you guys anyway. Appreciate that. Peter, Peter, sorry, I think, commented that necrophilia is it's better than golf. I said, thanks for the input, take your word for it. I've only really tried golf. So, yeah. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for a bit of comedy in the midst of such a serious topic. See if we can make anything good out of this. There is a little bit of scratch. Not much, but a little bit. Which is interesting. I usually don't have it. It's really very little, to be perfectly honest. But it doesn't bother me at all. On the contrary, it's quite interesting. I mainly bought this brush because my daughter is a vegetarian, so she has no special relationship with badgers. Not so much with horses either, but it hits closer to home still. So. But she doesn't get provoked anymore, or at least she doesn't show it, so it's not as fun. I was at a hotel in Croatia once where in the reception area there were stuffed animals, where the grandfather of the owner had stuffed roadkill. that he found just outside the hotel. There was a crossing and a big road. So there were Croatia had some interesting animals. I can't remember which ones, but there was there a bear? A bear? No, I don't think there was a bear, but there was, there was a fox and maybe a wolf, I can't remember, and stuff like that. So that was fun, and I ate. I ate bear, no, horse. I can't remember. But obviously, I made a photo collage and sent to my daughter. That's what your kids are for. Your amusement. Because they don't support you anymore, do they? Do kids support their parents? Well, I'm still working, so I'll be okay for a while yet. That's good for nothing. Okay, Bengal wedge razor. I've been told to stretch more, so I will. Or at least I'll pretend to stretch so you lots are happy. Where do you saw different animals when it comes to shaving? It's generally more resistance. And no audio feedback. Is it dry, the lather? A little bit. Still okay, but a little bit. Okay, I guess I'll have to stretch here as well. I'll try and show by example. I really don't usually stretch very much. Screw it. I have the skin of a young boy, so I don't have to stretch as much. There's a bit of truth in that, though. When you have loose, saggy skin, with a lot of wrinkles, you need to stretch more. You do. It takes a bit longer to rinse off the lather. It is a bit dry. We've talked about this before. A lather for a straight razor should come right off when you rinse. Otherwise it's too dense, too dry, too pasty. It works anyway, but it is a fairly good indication for you. So garden work non-stop since we last met, with some good results. My wife is the brain. I'm supposed to be the muscles. I get tired very easily. But it turned out really, really nice. And today also I got to use my ankle grinder, my favorite tool. angle grinder. It's cool. I don't have a lot of fancy tools, and it's not a fancy angle grinder either. But I like them. They're brutal, and you use them for shit you can't really use anything else for. So yeah, angle grinding a bit in the morning. Nothing like the smell of broken metal in the morning. I'll add a bit of water to the mix, and we shall see. Yeah, so some of the guys are ridiculously good at putting up budget shaves. This cost $1 and that cost $50. Total budget is like $10, whatever. So I spent more on my cheapy horsey brush than I think Chris did on the entire thing. Well, straight razor is a bit different, right? Okay. Pass numero 2. This is pinned too heavily by yours truly. So against the grain, that's the real test of a straight razor. I do stretch a bit on this one. I hold the skin down to make it taut. I always do that, but you need it more with a the wedge, which has more resistance. Yeah, it is a special feeling. A wedge is a pretty crude instrument. I forgot my coffee. Late at night, but we're doing coffee. Give me coffee to get through the things I can't change, and bourbon to accept the things I can't change. As the old saying goes. There we go. Okay. Perhaps not the most phenomenal leather. Oops. I think I might have cut myself there. I don't know if it's the $2 soap, or if it's me, or the fact that the soap is quite old. But it's not bad. But it's not declaration grooming. But that's the whole purpose of the exercise. To see if you can get started, for example, with traditional art shaving without spending a fortune. There you go. Nice and slow. There's been quite a lot of claret, quite a lot of blood lately on this channel. And we shall try to avoid that today. probably spoke too early. Well, I didn't say I would, I said we'll try. Make sure that's nice and wet. We like it nice and wet. I'm gonna tag 2 people as well. I'll do that in a minute or a few. Yeah, got a bit of sun. I don't know if you can see that. This is the light I'm always red in. I always do get red in the beginning of the season. Like virgin skin. Hasn't seen sunlight since September typically. Why do you live here? I don't know. Je ne sais pas. Okay, cool. I think that was pretty decent. I'm not gonna do pickups. We'll be happy with that. Just see what it feels like. Okay, I'll rinse and I'll be back. Okay, we're back. Feels good. The razor and the soap did a good job, and the wee brush, and you know the feeling afterwards. Well, the initial impression, because you never know until 10 minutes after. But initial feels pretty okay. It's not a ton of nice gooey stuff to give you a cool post shave, but there is a bit. Anyways, we'll do the balm. Viking from Bulgaria. I'm going to do the head as well, so we'll put quite a bit in. How does that look? Looks okay. You need quite a bit of this stuff because the moisturizing effect is limited. But it does give a bit of a bite, which you don't get in a lot of balms. So I don't know what's in this one, I should check. But there's always a bit of, not a big sting, not like pure alcohol or high alcohol type splashes. But there is a bit of it. Okay, cool. That was it. So thank you for watching. Appreciate it. I'm gonna rinse the rest of the balm off. So we'll do the recap. And the recap is, so I should have rinsed the brush and everything off. But in any event, the soap was La Toya. Jabón de Afia. Shave soap. The brush was the V-Long horsehair brush. So the soap was $2. The brush was, I think, $12. The razor. And this is not a lot of money for a straight razor. Bengal wedge, Cadman from Sheffield, $7. And finalement, the aftershave. I didn't say what the yeah, I did. that's €3.50, so that's, call it $4. So okay, far away from where Chris was, but still, Mr. Fancy Pants can do budget shaves, and we put a straight razor shave with a natural hairbrush together for $25, which isn't too bad. Cool. Okay, tags. So we're tagging Chris from Another Cat Above. Chris, you're tagged. Do a budget shave, extreme budget shave, best you can do. And my buddy Timm Shull, you're tagged as well. Please do a budget shave. You know, if I had to move in and live with another YouTube shaver for the rest of my life, and I don't fantasize about this very often, on and off, based on the information I have on people, I'd move in with Timm and his lovely Robin. You know, I'd live with you guys for the rest of my life. Good for me, maybe not so good for you, but Timm just fixed his septic tank, so you know, the house is ready for me. Okay, long story. Thanks for watching, appreciate it. Guys, Chris and Timm, please do budget shaves and keep on tagging if you want to. Chris CDB, thanks for the tag. Guys and gals, thanks for watching. See you soon, I hope. Stay sharp.